Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea, and today I have my update for Pan Those Eyeshadows. This project was of course created by Alexy here on YouTube, who I'll have linked down below, along with her Pan Those Eyeshadows playlist for this year, because she is doing it again this year. She took a couple years off and now she's back at it. So I'll have her channel and playlist linked down below. I'll have my playlist linked down below. And if that's still not enough Pan Those Eyeshadows content for you, then just search YouTube and you will find days and days and days and days and days of content to watch. So with that being said, let's get into the update. I am rolling a few shadows out. I have a bunch of bonus pans to share with you. So I'm going to share the bonus pans first, and then we'll go through the eyeshadows that I have in this project and what I'm rolling out, what's staying in. We'll pick my new shadows, and then I will have my slideshow of looks from the past month, and the video will be over. So first, I'll show you the bonus pan. So first I have this ColourPop Super Shock in Fizz. Hopefully you can, there you go. This was in my Child of the 80s project pan, which I am doing over on Instagram. So if you follow me there, you may have seen it already, but this was my first pan of the month. Next, if you saw my latest deck of panning update, you probably saw this pan as well, but I hit pan in the shade Nectar from my Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced. That took a long time to hit pan on, let me tell you, but I hit pan on it. I'm not done working on it, because if you watch those updates, you know I said I was going to finish the shadow because I'm an insane person. So that's going to stay in that project for a little while, but I did hit pan on it. Next, my pan that palette for the year is the Lorac Mega Pro 4, and I managed to hit 2 more pans in it this month. So Pink Peony already had a pan in it, but I hit pan in the shade Cotton right here, and then there you can see it in in Cedar right here. I use this one in my brows, so that's how I was able to hit pan in it. So now I have a total of 3 pans in this palette, which I'm very happy about, because this is one of my oldest palettes, so I'm glad I'm getting use on it this year. And then finally, I hit pan on the shade Electric from the ABH Subculture. This was also in my Child of the 80s project pan. It's really hard to see because it's the tiniest baby pan, but it's there, I promise. So that was my 5th pan for this month. I don't know how that happened, that I managed to hit 5 pans in the past month, but I'm gonna take it, because that is definitely not going to be happening every month. So now I will go through the shadows that are in this project, and I've been doing it from least amount of uses to most amount of uses, so I'm just going to keep doing that just for some consistency. First, I used this shade Splendor from my Lorac Shine Bright palette. It's been in my project for 2 months. This past month I used it 6 times, and then the month before I used it 7 times for a total of 13. And here it is right here. You can see there's a pretty good dip going in it. I think if I can use it just like 6 or 7 more times in the next month, then I will be able to hit pan on it. And try not to show spoilers. Here is a swatch of that, because I actually already filmed this once and I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. So everything's already swatched, including my new shadows, and I don't want to spoil you guys, so I'm gonna try to cover up the new ones until we get to them. But this is the limitation of filming on your phone and trying to use the back camera, so it's better quality, but then you can't tell if it's like just stops recording randomly. So yeah, anyway, that's not what this video is about. We're just gonna pretend that this is the first time I'm filming it. Okay. The next shade I used 7 times was the shade that I rolled in last month, which is the shade Apricot from Sydney Grace. It's this really pretty like peach shimmer. I feel like it's got just like the tiniest hint of green reflect in it. So there it is underneath Splendor right there. They actually look very nice on the eye together, like blended in. They blend pretty seamlessly, which is nice. I'm actually wearing Apricot today in my inner part of my eye, or the inner part of my lid, and on my lower lash line. This is a shadow. It's pressed so firmly. I really think it's going to be a 30 use shadow, and then it gets rolled out, because you can, I mean, it barely, I've used it 7 times. You can barely even tell. It looks almost brand new. So definitely not hitting pan on that in 30 uses. Next is the shade Agave from my Frida Kahlo by Ulta Beauty palette. It is this dark green right here. You can see there is a pretty decent dip forming. I have used this 8 times this past month. This has been in since the beginning of the project, and I've used it a total of 23 times. So I only have 7 more uses for it. I'm actually today wearing it on top of my green ColourPop liquid liner in the Hills that I just put into my deck of painting project, and I think that'll be a good way to get more uses out of it, because the green liner is not, it's not dark enough for me. It's like a little too light, so it doesn't show up super well. But if I put this on top of it, it turns it into like the color green that I thought this was, the liner was going to be. So I don't know, like 7 more uses, especially for a liner. I might be able to hit pan, but I mean, I've obviously not hit pan in any of the other shadows in here, so I don't quite know how deep they are. But there is 1.5 grams of product in each pan. So, I mean, I feel like I can kind of start seeing the ring for in the middle. So using it as a liner when you're using a much more pointed brush, I might actually be able to hit pan in it. But either way, it'll be rolling out next month, whether it's got pan or not, because I will definitely be able to use this 7 more times and get it rolled out for the 30 uses. And then, here's a swatch of that one. And then the next shadow, so the first one that's getting rolled out is Lodnum from Copacetic Cosmetics. You can see I've got a pretty decent dip going on in there. This one, I've used this 9 times in the past month. It's been in since the beginning of the project, and I've used it a total of 29 times. So I know it's not 30, but I only have 1 more use. And I promise you guys, I will use it the 1 more time. I'm not going to cheat, but I also don't want to keep that shadow in for another whole month just for 1 use. And I don't really feel like trying to hit pan on it, because I want to focus on other shadows. So I have rolled a shadow in to replace it. I will use it the 1 more time, but I'm going to roll it out of this project. And there it is, the shadow right here. And then since I said I was rolling 2 out, that means that this last one is getting rolled out. It is the shade Amanita from my ColourPop Raw Beauty Christie at Forest Sight palette. I've used this 30 times. I used it 12 times this past month, and I really like it. I feel like if I kept it in another month, I might be able to hit pan, but these ColourPop shadows are deceiving. Like, they're pretty deep. So even though I feel like I could potentially hit pan, it's like, yeah, what if I keep it in another month and then I don't? And then I'll be close enough that I want to keep it in another month, and then before you know it, this has been in the project for 6 months and I still don't have pan on it, and I don't want that. So we're going to roll that one out. Here is that shade. So I hit 2 usage goals, which is good. I think by next month I will have at least 1 pan, possibly 2. And yeah. Before I tell you which shadows I rolled into this project, my pan percentage, last month it was 3.13%, and this month with the 5 bonus pans, and I did get the Club Nebula palette, and I got in my Face Glaze Beauty order that I had ordered at the end of last year, but I finally just got it. So I updated my spreadsheet, but my pan percentage still went up to 3.46%. So I'm really happy with that. Even if it only goes up by like 0.01%, I'll be happy if it keeps going up. So I think my spreadsheet is finally like totally up to date, but I'm not sure, but as far as I know, it is. So that means I have a total of 1,201 shadows that could potentially be rolled into this project. Now, as I said, I already thought I filmed this video once, so I already picked the shades. I have my spreadsheet organized in alphabetical order, so like when I get a number, I will kind of know like what letter the shadow might start with, but it's not going to be like, oh, I know all of those are like ColourPop shadows, or those are all my Colored Rain shadows, or Juvia's Place, or whatever. So it's just so you know, that's how I have it organized. So the first number I rolled was number 24, which happens to correspond to a cream shadow, which I have not rolled into this project yet. And it is the Sydney Grace shadow in Alexandrite. And here is a swatch of it right there. I'll insert a picture of the swatch so you can see the color shift better, but it's like a purpley blue green kind of cream multi-chrome shadow. Now obviously I can't hit pan on this, so it's just, I'm going to use it 30 times and then it'll be rolled out. This has 5 milliliters of product. There is no way I'm going to finish it in 30 uses, so it'll definitely just be 30 uses and then rolled out. And then the next number I rolled was number 120, which corresponds to this Colored Rain single in Blue Magic, which here is a swatch of it right here. That is the first time I have ever swatched it or used it or anything. So now I can stop hiding my entire hand. Here's my new color story for the month. I'm really excited about these two because I think they'll actually pair really nicely together. And even like this with the green could be nice. And I'm glad to be working on some new stuff. So the Colored Rain metallics especially are pretty soft and creamy. So I don't think I'll have pan on it by next month by any means, but I think that's one I might be able to hit pan on instead of just hitting the 30 use mark and rolling it out, but we'll see. So that was my update. I hope you enjoyed it. I will insert the little slideshow of some of my looks from the past month incorporating some of these shadows. But until next time, I hope you're staying safe and sane and healthy, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.